the cork off. A bourbon steward. It takes me a minute to get some words sometimes. Oh, that's puke. Ugh. Ripping his clothes and gnashing his teeth. Corn whiskey. I still haven't found my first plant. Homer's with us. Hey, Homer. How are you? Thank you for joining. It's good to have you here. We are going to try something pretty special. You've had this before.
Yes, I have.
Talk about it.
Okay, so High Bank Distillery out of Columbus has restaurants and everything, and my son-in-law loves their bourbons that they have in their whiskeys. So at Christmas time, they do special releases, and my daughter stood in line for I don't know how long it was, and we scored some bottles of this one's called Fireside Hot Chocolate. So,
and some of you may know, I'm going to make sure we have good audio. We do. Okay. So some of you may know that when they name whiskey after something sweet, I don't care for that very much. I don't like it when they, like Maker's Mark does that a lot. They'll say grandma's cookie or something like that. It's like, that doesn't appeal to me because I don't eat a lot of baked goods, and it just doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't sound good. But you've talked about this.
Yes.
You love this.
I do.
I haven't had it, so she's sharing it with me. It'll be my first time having this. Whiskey War Double Oaked is one that I have myself, and it is just Whiskey War itself is really, really good. The Double Oaked is really, it's double. It's actually 3 casks. It's really good. So this I'm anticipating is going to be really, really good. Let's see. It is 114.10 proof, which is 57.05 ABV. Fireside Hot Chocolate is what it's called. It is the regular double oaked, aged again in a 24-month air-dried stave oak barrel. So it sits for a while. They say it's a 7-year. Normally they're a 5-year. Is that right? Mm-hmm. So this one is a 7-year. So it sits in that extra barrel for a little while. The mash bill on this is 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% barley. And I can do that right here. We're back to using that other program again, just for one more week. It's expensive, but I wanted to try it out one more time. All right, so that's the mash bill on it. It is a high rye mash bill. Let's see. It says it's a rye heavy mash bill that's blended with 2 bourbons. Mash bill is a recipe that includes a mix of grains that are cooked, fermented, and distilled to create their whiskey. And they don't call this a bourbon, do they?
No.
They do not. Okay. Now the Whiskey War, that's a bourbon, right? But
Yep.
this isn't.
This one isn't.
Okay.
But even though it's they blend 2 different bourbons to do it.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Can you get it?
I can get it.
Plastic.
There we go. All right. You want to pour or you want me to?
You mean pop?
That too. There you go. She got a practice hand. All right. She's even wearing her High Bank Distillery t-shirt.
Yes.
High Bank is in 2 locations.
Is that enough for your gulp?
Oh, that'll be. Oh my gosh.
I didn't want you to not be able to gulp
Holy
properly.
God. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to go to bed. I'm gonna sleep right here in my chair. Goodness gracious. So High Bank was named that way. They were going to build the capital of the state. And what's that town called?
Franklinton.
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 They were going to build it at Franklinton. And this is back in the 1800s, and they were going to put the state capital there. And then they got looking at it. They did some site surveys, and they thought, you know what? There's a really good chance that this is going to flood. So they decided to abandon that idea and go a little bit further east, where they went to Columbus,
right.
And that became the capital. Well, their fears were not irrational, considering that in 1913, Columbus was hit with its worst flood, killed 93 people, stranded dozens more in their homes. The area most affected was indeed Franklinton, also known as the Bottoms. In Cleveland, it's called the Flats.
Right.
But there's low elevation near the Scioto River. Among many infrastructure projects, a 7.2-mile flood wall was built in the 90s through the early 2000s to protect that from happening again. So that's the skinny on why it's called High Bank. That's a lot.
Well,
It's all right. I'll make it
you
work.
always say.
I'll make it work.
You don't have enough to gulp, so. Oh, no.
That's whiskey abuse. All right.
I'll let you lick it.
I'm not going to lick that. Or will I? All right.
You drink enough, you may.
I might. You'd be surprised at what I might do. All
It
right.
smells nice.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what she just did there, it is a perfectly good note. There was, and so is that. There were people that I used to work with when I was in the liquor industry, and I would say things like, the different notes on the palate, the different notes on the nose, and one person in there would just get mad at me. It doesn't have all that. It just smells like whiskey. It just tastes like whiskey. Stop it.
No.
No. All right.
No.
So I can see why they call it hot chocolate. It does have a chocolate note on the nose.
But it's not overpowering.
No, it's subtle. But it does create a subtlety with the other scents as well. Like I'm not getting a strong sense of cinnamon. Or there's some caramel in it.
Yes, sir.
Caramel if you have a degree.
Oh, my. I don't, so we're just going with caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah.
Graham cracker.
Then it would be s'mores. It's just hot chocolate.
You don't smell any graham cracker on that.
No.
She was dropped on her head as a kid.
Actually hit in the head by my sister with a swing. So thank you.
That's making a joke. Didn't think it was real.
No, it was.
All right. I got to go back up here in case we're missing anything because there's comments that we can do. All right. Yeah. So if you want to make a comment, this is the last time I'm going to use this program. If you feel like commenting, say something or whatever, whether you're on YouTube, because we're on YouTube Live tonight as well, and Facebook, and you can comment, and I can hit a little button and put your comment up on the screen. So
Graham cracker is not listed, just for the
I
record.
don't care if it's listed or not. I smell graham cracker.
See, I don't. I get the cocoa, obviously. You get the oak.
There's a very, very slight black cherry. Yeah. You're not getting that?
No.
A guest. Oh, my stars. Let's see if I can get that. Nope, that's that. Oh, it's up here. It's up here. I got to go to the right. So it's here. There we go.
There's that one.
It's Ellen. I met Ellen in Columbus last year. We were at a banquet and
She probably has this right in her back door. High Banks Distillery.
There it
all
is.
over. New Albany's my favorite.
matter of fact, you went, was it you? Yeah, you went to a banquet like last weekend or the weekend before. And where you went was the same place that I met Ellen. At
Villa
that
Milano.
Villa Milano.
Yeah.
Same place.
Okay.
So you guys have something in common. Larry's watching. Hey, Larry. How are you? I'm glad you're with us. This is the Whiskey War Double Fireside Hot Chocolate. All right, you ready to give us a try? That's got a perfect bloom. Perfect. It just, wow.
And it keeps going a little longer. It's not real short.
I'm getting flavor notes already, and it's like, wow. Who's talking? Chris is. I'm gonna just leave these on because why not?
You can't read
So
it.
yeah, I can't read. It's just I put them on. I can see that Chris is watching. Hi, Chris. How are you? Without him, all I see is. Bleh. Let's see how
Isn't that nice,
how Facebook spells. Bleh.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
All right, so let's go mouthfeel first. The bloom on that was perfect. It took its time, but it didn't dawdle.
No. And then once it was there.
It was there, and it
And
didn't
it kept
slow down.
growing a little bit, and it was like,
First note, it's a very sweet note, which is unusual for Whiskey War. Whiskey War has got a nice complexity to it to begin with. This has got a sweet note. I'm actually getting, the first thing I got was marshmallow. Now, I don't like marshmallows, but it's a compliment to the flavor of this.
Mm-hmm.
So
now the graham cracker
cracker.
would make sense.
and marshmallow. So
Jeepers. I should have named it s'mores.
and Kevin says hello. You got to say hi to Trish. Trish
Hey,
is here
Kevin.
too. So thank you for tuning in, Kev. Yeah, that's
Do you
amazing.
get a little bit of the pepper, though?
A little bit of pepper. We're just gonna have to go in again. It does exactly what you want it to do. The second time, that burn on the palate is much more sedate. Comes in on the finish a little bit more. Yeah, there is.
But the chocolate's not overpowering, and it's just like that last little bit.
There's just a little chocolate. I'm getting much more of other things.
Yeah. So the chocolate's not overpowering.
Right. They could have called this a s'more.
Yeah. I would agree with that now.
Graham cracker, marshmallow, a little bit of chocolate, and there's something else in there too. And Trish. Awesome. Wow.
Well, let's see what it says here. So according to the bottle, it says on the nose, we should have had cinnamon, red pepper flake, weathered oak, and powdered cocoa. So now that
The
you,
powdered cocoa would be a minor note.
right,
The red pepper flake, not at all.
I get that on the palate,
Do you?
but not on the nose.
The cinnamon I get on the palate, but not on the nose. That cinnamon is very, very sweet cinnamon. It's a baking cinnamon that I'm getting.
Okay.
And this is just the result of extra staves for what, two years?
2 years.
Yeah.
Yep, 2 years. So on the palate, according to the bottle, it says oak, sweet cream. So maybe that's the marshmallows, technically sweet cream.
Sweet cream.
Nutmeg,
Yep.
cocoa,
Yep.
ginger
Yep.
with dried cranberry.
I said gingerbread.
Did you?
I did. Because no, I didn't. I said,
No, I was going to say, wait a minute.
I said graham cracker. But
You said graham cracker.
That's
but
what it was.
that's kind of close,
Similar.
though.
Yeah, gingerbread and graham cracker
And
are
then
very
a
close.
pepper finish.
And what was before pepper finish?
That was it's ginger with a dried cranberry.
Cranberry. I said
Black cherry.
Black cherry. But
So you were close.
I was close.
You were close. My goodness. Maybe that's why you're a bourbon master.
That's bourbon steward to you.
So sorry.
Look, I'll show you.
Goodness. You are horrible.
There it is. Certified. I was
See, if you
invited.
would have left that up, I would have remembered it right.
I've been invited to finish up and go get my executive bourbon steward.
Then do it.
Oh, that's all I needed. Just got to
There you
make sure
go.
I can make the time for it.
There you go.
So,
That's so-
I told him I'd let him know by the end of the week. It's not quite the end, of the week yet. So
Until tomorrow at 5:00.
John's saying a couple of things. Let's get John on here. John, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. He says, "Hey guys, I need to try that." Yeah,
Yes, you do.
you do. You said this is a Christmas release,
Yes.
so you may not be
Limited
able to get it
release.
now.
Yes.
But if you go to High Bank, there's 2 different locations in Columbus.
Multiple. I think there's
There's-
3
Are
different.
there 3 down?
You've got
Grandview,
Grandview, Westerville, New Albany. I think there's a 4th one. I'd have to get out on the website. But they
Okay.
all have good food too when you go to the restaurant. Best brunch ever.
So you may not be able to find this specific one, but
You can get the double.
You can get the double, and
Yes.
the double is outstanding.
Yeah.
And again, the mash bill on the double is 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley. Now, this is their high rye mash bill, but I don't get that rye spice out of this, and I don't get it when I had just the regular double either.
It's very smooth.
It's very smooth.
Very smooth. And I should say the limited releases, though, are a nice little $104 a bottle.
Which these days isn't really that bad. It's right in the middle.
3 weeks ago, though, the doubles, they had on sale.
Of course.
Yeah.
Kevin says, certified bourbon master.
Master of disaster. Or, sorry.
No, master of the mashter. The mash. See what I did?
No, of course not. I think you need to explain it to me.
I'm not. That's funny. Okay. Beautiful. That's beautiful.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous.
And it's like each sip almost gets it better.
Yeah.
Where a lot of times you get one and it's like the second sip, you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But this, I feel like it gets it better as you drink it.
It gets smoother. Again, the whiskey war in itself, just by itself, is a beautifully complex pour. Mm-hmm. They've done a beautiful job of blending this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they do the double, which is a 3-cask thing, which just elevates it. And now this is just so unusual. I had that note on there about the staves. I want to make sure I get that out there again.
I think it's on the top.
The top?
Our award-winning right here.
Whiskey War Double Oak that has been aged again in a 24-month air-dried stave oak barrel. So they didn't do anything special to that barrel. It's just another barrel that they put it in, and it just happened to come out absolutely outstanding. Beautiful pour. I've got so much in here, I don't want to add water to it.
Well, do we want to add some?
I didn't even bring water. Water's downstairs. So we'll skip it. We can't skip it. Can we skip it? We can't skip it.
I can read this off the bottle while you go get water if you want.
Do that.
All right. So just to tell you guys a little bit. So on the actual bottles, they go into a little bit of the history of it. And on here, it says High Bank Distillery. It says Prohibition is said to have started just 12 miles from our High Bank facility. In 1875, Henry Corbin took a chance and opened a saloon in an area known to strongly oppose the consumption of distilled spirits. Not once, but twice, the saloon was blown up. It was said before the first explosion, he came outside to address the protesters with 2 pistols drawn. That single act is believed to have ignited the whiskey war of prohibition and launched the Anti-Saloon League. This unique batches inside our expertly blended whiskey wage war with each other, and your taste buds come out the victor. So if you ever go down there to buy a bottle, the slogan is, make whiskey, not war.
You talk about the blowing up and all that?
Yeah, 2 times, not once, but twice.
I couldn't find my stupid bottle.
And it didn't say he died. So
he didn't.
That's a good thing.
He rebuilt it. They blew it up a second time, and then he rebuilt it again. I like his grit and his spirit.
It's like, go Henry.
Yeah. He wasn't fooling. He wasn't messing around.
Don't mess with a man's liquor.
No.
I don't know if I want water in it.
You don't have to.
It's okay. I'll try it.
I'm first.
Thing 1, at its best. Boop. 2 drops.
That's all I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going to do 3 in this one because there's so much.
More. Well, I had to make sure you had enough to gulp.
Well, I think.
Yeah. I think. Spit it out. Not.
It'd be a waste of good
legitimately.
booze.
No, your mouth was empty, wasn't it?
Chris is watching. Hey, Chris.
Smell the notes on it
and he
now.
says hello.
Hey, Chris.
nice profile. I love that. That's great. That's awesome. Steve's watching. Hey, Steve. How are you, sir? Glad you're with us. We hadn't promoted this in a while. I hadn't gone on the different groups that I admin and whatever else, and I hadn't promoted it for a while. So today I decided I was going to promote and tell people about this very special pour that we're having because it's special and you're here, and that makes it double special. So
Double.
double. See? Yeah. Oh, let's see what we did. And then Ellen's talking to us. She says, "Would you mind telling us about the software you're using to record?" I could, but understand that it's ridiculously expensive, and this is probably the last time I'm going to use it. I had gotten in touch with another guy that does this, and he was so nice to tell me how he does it, and he uses a software called StreamYard. And I found out that if you don't pick your plan, they put you on the highest price plan. It's $35 a week. A week. I have to buy my bottles. We're not big and...
Oh, you didn't buy this.
I didn't buy that one. You're right. But you bought it.
I
so
did.
It didn't just get sent to us by High Bank, which is a hint, by the way, High Bank. I'm just
How you
saying,
doing, High Bank?
Maybe just send us a little bit of good stuff.
I'm telling you, you should market this to the distilleries.
Maybe I will.
Bourbcast, I'm telling
I
you.
need a salesperson. Anyhow, so what was I saying? Oh, the software. So I have to pay for this. I don't make any money off of this. We don't sell advertising or anything like that. So $35 a month is a lot to do this for just a fun hobby. I really love being able to put the different comments and stuff on there. And I love being able to stream to like
YouTube
3
at
different
the same time.
platforms. Yeah, I can go LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook all at once. I don't do the LinkedIn thing very much because I think it's Facebook without the F word. It's really, I mean, that's all it is. It's garbage. I don't like LinkedIn anymore. I used to love it. I've just gotten stupid now, and there's so many ads, just stupid. But
Facebook doesn't have ads?
they do, but LinkedIn, I think they're selling my information because I'm getting like 30 spam emails a day with people saying, "I can help you grow your business."
Yeah.
Where were you during COVID, butthead?
They were collecting a check.
Yeah,
Doing
that's
nothing.
when I needed them.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so it's StreamYard. Next week we're going to go back to using our old stuff, which is OBS. And I've been doing some research on some other ones. There are some other ones that give everything that these guys do and more, and that are like half the price, or like $19 a week or something like that.
A week, not a month?
A week. No, it's I think they're a
Gotta find
week.
a monthly plan for
That'd be
you.
nice. If it was $20 a month, that would be very reasonable.
Hey, maybe we should start a GoFundMe page.
I could start. What's the one thing that they do where you sign up for something? Anyway, you pay.
Smell
you pay
it
more.
now, though.
Let's smell. Cinnamons are coming out more.
In the water.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the first thing I noticed.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, ooh.
That's
I'm
actually
thinking
really
this is
nice.
going to open up with the water, and I'm probably going to be, woo!
A little more nutmeg too. The baking spices are all over this one.
Yes.
It's
It's like,
yeah. I just
we
walked
just throw it
into
in the oven and
just walked into a bakery. Wonderful Manhattan
Yes.
bakery. We got people talking.
Yep.
Chris thinks it's funny. He says, "Ha ha." A bit late to the viewing, but what High Bank you testing?
Oh, sorry, I turned it.
You do it.
Fireside hot chocolate. It's the Whiskey Ward double oaked.
Yeah, Fireside hot chocolate,
Yes,
right?
Fireside hot chocolate. They had a sugar cookie, and I so wish I could have got the sugar cookie.
I wonder if it would have been a whole lot different than this.
Colin and them got a bottle, but I don't know if they've gotten into it. If they haven't, when I go down next time, I'm going to make him open it, and we're going to test it.
All right.
All right,
Take
here
this
we
one
go.
with. Does he have one of these?
I
Go
don't
back
know.
to back with him?
I don't know. I bought a bottle of this actually for my sister and her husband for their anniversary gift. So, and they enjoyed it.
Well,
Yeah.
so you're gonna have to save some of this and take it to them.
Well,
So
I
you
think
can go-
we've got a little bit left.
Oh, I don't know if it's gonna last tonight. The night is young.
I have to work tomorrow.
So do I. I'll just work with a hangover and a headache.
And you work from home.
Yeah.
No, not happening.
I had a meeting this morning, and the gentleman there we
man.
met with had only slept for 2 hours, and he was a little bit wanting for. Yeah. Okay.
I wish you guys could taste this. Oh my goodness.
We need taste
Ooh.
division.
Ooh. With the water?
It really opened it up even more.
Yes, it did.
That nutmeg really is
Wow,
popping.
hits you this. I get the pepper though.
Yes.
The pepper's finally coming out stronger.
Oh yes.
It's like, ooh, my
But for me,
tongue's
it's the
going.
nutmeg. The nutmeg is just beating me up,
Wow.
and that's a good thing. That's a good. I'm not complaining. It's a
Wow,
good
no,
thing.
no, this is it's impressive because usually, well, I shouldn't say usually. When we did the Field of Dreams, it
Right.
flopped with the water.
Oh yeah, and there are some that do that.
But this is because you're getting all the. I'm feeling like we're getting the flavors that we didn't get the first time with adding the water as strong. You know,
Well,
but
so
we also know what we're looking for too, though, because I read it.
my theory about like a bourbon like this one is that when we add a drop of water now, we're experiencing the flavors that we're going to get if we come back to this in say 6 months.
Gotcha, because it's open.
It's opened up.
It's opened.
So
The first crack.
right, that first neck pour is going to have all of the. This is what was bottled, right? When it opens up, that's when it starts to change, and sometimes it gets better, and sometimes it doesn't.
No, this got better.
This got
This
better.
does not disappoint
No.
at all.
This is right up there with
Oh,
the
my.
top pours of the year so far. This one and that Eagle Rare 17, those are some of the top pours so far of the year. Yep, absolutely. All right. I'm not going to ask you to pour me any more, but there's
Well, why not?
there's water in it, and normally I wouldn't put a gorgeous ice sphere where there's already water. But I only have 3 drops, so maybe it won't be too bad.
Well, you could pour a little in mine because I'm a little on the light side.
Okay, you want some of mine? Because I've been drooling all in this one.
Oh, that's true. No, I don't want yours.
You want me to spit?
No.
So a friend of mine came over just
Sorry.
before we got started, and I showed him how we do the gorgeous ice spheres, and he was like, "Wow, that's so cool!" It's like, thanks for watching the Bourbcast, bud.
We invited him to stay, just
Yeah.
saying.
But
Shot us down.
shot us down. But he was kind of enthralled with the whole mold and how it works, and when I showed him the ice cube, the ice sphere, he says, "Well, that's a mold." I showed him the mold. I said, "This is the mold. That's the ice." He said, "That's the ice?" I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "What kind of water did you use?" And I pointed to the tap.
No!
"No, you didn't use the tap." I said, Yep, I used the tap. Used hot water, but I used the tap. And you don't have to use hot water. And then I
Why
showed
would
him
you use hot versus cold? Just
because
asking.
the molecules are moving faster in the hot
water.
And you like to think
So
that
when you
so hot
Gotcha.
water, if you like pour hot water outside, it freezes faster than cold water because the
Correct.
molecules are moving fast.
Right.
So I like to think that maybe it'll freeze a little more clear or a little faster if I use hot water. Thank you. There's absolutely no science behind that whatsoever. It's just a theory. Look at that.
just so everybody can see that. Look at the difference.
She poured it.
Well, yeah, but you always complain when you get a test bottle.
I don't complain when I get a test
Well,
bottle.
no.
I complain
But
it's
you
not enough.
Exactly. So I had to make sure you had no rights to complain.
Do you know whose glass is whose?
I don't care. That's over with.
What if I wanted... Never mind.
What, you want to lick
No,
it out?
no, I don't want to lick anything.
Oh, got a finger,
Got a finger
I don't
stir.
have enough to finger stir, so I'm just going to
So
swirl.
my viewer out of Albuquerque was complaining that last week's Birdcast I did not finger
Finger
stir.
stir?
So I
love
got to
it.
make sure that we double up this time.
Well, you can do, and actually then you're going to have to do 4 because I don't have enough to finger
No,
stir.
you're the double up. You're the second one. There's 2 of us.
Yeah, but I don't have enough to finger stir.
But yes, you do. You can finger stir with nothing in it.
Oh my goodness.
Excuses.
You hear him every day.
Uh-huh. Stick your finger on in there.
I don't know where we found him, but
It was not at the School for Better Etiquette. That is for certain.
all right.
Cheers. We didn't do that with those. Shame on
No,
us.
we didn't.
All right. For me, the first thing that popped on this, what are you doing? Get that finger in there.
I thought I was going to sneak by.
No, get that finger wet.
And I didn't waste it. I liked
No. Okay. I'm all right. I'm all right. Okay. For me, what came out on ice like that was oak. And then everything else slid in there like
it all pushes through after
like a
the
thief
fact.
in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so balanced.
It is. It is.
It is like way balanced.
And it didn't lose anything. Well, no, I'm not going to say that.
You don't get the chocolate now, though. I'm not getting the chocolate as strong.
No.
No, the chocolate is kind of one. So if you're not a sweets person, you can put it on the ice there.
I can agree with that. There's
Yeah,
some
the
of that,
chocolate is not there as strong.
but some of that other stuff, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, still are there, and they're still coming out slower, not as hard,
No.
except for the
No.
nutmeg. That's still here. Everything else is not as hard, but it's.
I don't know, the pepper flakes at the end.
I don't get the pepper anymore.
See, I do.
Okay.
But then again, I'm a sensitive soul.
Yes. Sensitive soul. All right, this is great. Thank you for bringing this.
You're so welcome.
I'm gonna have trouble staying out of this one. This is really good. Yeah, you think that unless you put that under lock and key, I don't know that that's gonna help you any. All right, so next week, here I'm looking at the screen. I need to look up here. Next week, we're gonna debut one that was out this last Saturday. Ohio does its big drops on Saturdays. There are some stores that still do them on Wednesdays, but the bigger stores, Giant Eagle and Kroger and all that, they do the drops on Saturday. Well, there was one that came out here this last Saturday, and I got lucky and I found one, and we're gonna do this one this coming Thursday. I think we're gonna do it Thursday.
Don't look at me.
I got stuff coming up
I
that
don't know
I
what
might
your
have to move stuff
schedule's
around. There's people.
Thursday, Friday.
It'll be next week
happen.
sometime. People keep putting stuff into my schedule. I'm like, stop it.
So note to people watching, do not schedule any meetings for Casey on Thursday. Just
stop
saying.
it. Stop it. Stop doing that.
It's not allowed.
Anyway, I had a choice between the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
And, oh my goodness, thing one, stop it.
I'm hitting it. I'm on all
That's
cylinders.
Elijah Craig. Oops, sorry.
This is a barrel proof private barrel.
So what's private barrel?
I don't know. I got to do the research on it. I would think that it has something to do with, like, a couple of weeks ago we did the Russell's Reserve, and it was a private barrel.
So it's probably limited.
It's
to
very
that
limited.
barrel, and that's probably it.
It is a single barrel, so there's maybe 100 whatever bottles of this somewhere, and they're gonna do this in X amount of barrels, right? But so they'll all be different barrels.
Ooh, uncut, straight from the barrel.
Uh-oh.
What?
I lost power. My battery's gonna die real soon here.
And you just pulled one off the charger.
Did it come on? Okay, it's back on.
Okay, back on. Sorry, guys.
Well, this computer is dead. I'm surprised we had battery this long if it wasn't plugged in.
Now, this is really cool. I mean, I don't think I've seen this on other ones. Stop it. It's got the actual barrel serial number. That's kind of cool.
This calls it the serial number. Other times it's just the barrel number. You'll see that on single barrels. But it's uncut, straight from the barrel, private barrel. It's an OHLQ exclusive, so that maybe that's what it's about.
This would be in Ohio.
This would be considered a pick. So where you have like Michigan that does store picks, Well, they've gone to Elijah Craig and they've
Purchased.
they've tried different
it or
barrels and they've
whatever,
picked
yeah.
one. This is the one we're going to do. This would be the private barrel for OHLQ. So this is their single barrel pick
For Ohio.
for Ohio. And they probably
Liquor stores.
did 6 of these. They normally do about 6 different barrels
Okay.
and bring them back and market them. But it was either this or the barrel proof. I've got a barrel proof downstairs. And I've got a toasted barrel proof
Ooh, the
downstairs.
toasted are amazing.
But this is the private barrel. And so this is the one that people are talking about right now. I happen to get a bottle of it. We're going to do this next week sometime. Sometime. Don't know when.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. Anybody talking? Gotta make sure.
I don't know.
Oh, Ellen's talking to us. I don't want to miss it.
Ellen.
So Ellen says, you got to learn to stir with a spoon. I mastered it in 5 minutes, and they are so much fun to use.
No. Sorry.
She's spoken. She has
Sorry.
spoken.
No.
Paul likes the finger stir. It's a thing that we've done. It's part of our bingo card, even though we haven't published any bingo cards yet.
YET? Sorry. No, this is...
And
No. Fingers...
the other thing
I
too
didn't
is
understand that at first, but it was like, in all seriousness, when you get it, when you do the finger stir, you can actually, when you go and taste just the finger tip, you get more than what you would. He's gonna burp. Sorry. You actually get, it's different than when we're doing the nose and doing that first on the palate. The finger, for some reason, maybe it's the salt that's in our fingers or whatever, it offsets everything.
okay.
Don't look at me like that.
You hit me again. I told you she gets drinking and then she gets violent.
Seriously? That wasn't violent.
Violence. So Ellen, the thing about the spoon for me,
No.
particularly with these large ice spheres, it's just a little bit difficult to get a spoon in there and get it around the glass. If you were using cubes, then you could probably work a little bit better.
I don't know. The cubes are about as big as the spheres. They're just square.
They're smaller. The cubes are
It
smaller.
depends on which silicone
The size on
mold
where.
you get.
Yeah, I get it. But
You know.
I've got actual like cocktail stirring spoons, and it's just I'm glad that you mastered it in 5 minutes, because maybe you can show me one of these days, because I do not do it well.
No, me neither.
I'm too club fisted. Star whiskey.
Oh my. Tap it out.
Tapping out. Okay. All right. So next week, private barrel, Elijah Craig barrel proof, single barrel, OHLQ exclusive. This is 128.2 proof. So it's even hotter than this one.
Whew. I'm glad you're on your own.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I do appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for coming back.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. And let's see if I'm missing anything. I don't think I'm missing anything.
No.
Nope, I'm not. All right. So we will see you again next week someday. Let me look. Just let me find out what's going on. 'Cause
Goodness.
I know I'm ready to wrap it up too. So
I think you need a secretary.
next Thursday, I'm going to a screening of a movie that I helped produce and I actually have a part in.
Which is?
It's called Thy Will Be Done. It's going to be playing in Marion at their small mall theater.
Okay.
And it's an independent film. And I was the warden in a prison scene. Oh, I was also the 2 scenes, actually. I told somebody he was about to die in death row. And I went out and talked to this detective. So I've got 2 scenes. Wow. Yeah. Acting. So it's going to be playing.
Probably on Friday then you would do the Bourbcast.
I could do it on. I can do. Yeah, because you see, Wednesday's just crammed.
So everybody plan on Friday because, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. So we'll do the 21st or maybe the 19th. We could do Wednesday too. Give them time to prepare for the weekend. And then 2 weeks after that, if you're a movie buff and you're in Ohio and you want to see independent film, 2 weeks after that, Thy Will Be Done will also be screening at a theater in Delaware.
Where at in Delaware?
I will tell you. It's called the Strand Theater.
Oh, I know exactly where that is.
Do you? So the one in Marion is called the Republic Theater. The one in Delaware is called the Strand Theater. No, I am not an actor, but I played one on TV.
Oh, bada bada, bang.
No, I'm not an actor. I'm not an actor. And
well,
when you see my performance, you'll know I'm not an actor. But anyway, so
that's why we need the GoFundMe.
Yeah, that's why we need that. That's why we need Matthew McConaughey. He can act.
Oh.
Stop it.
Bring on a Cadillac commercial.
Yeah. Lincoln.
Lincoln?
Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln. Sorry.
Not Cadillac.
No, Lincoln.
What's the matter with you? All right. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Had a blast. And this is amazing. If you can find, maybe they'll do it again next Christmas.
If y'all want a bottle, let me know ahead of time. I will be more than happy to buy it.
And ship it to Albuquerque, New Mexico. She's not going to do that.
But he's not on tonight.
Well, he'll be there. He works. He still works. And right now it's only 4:42 in Albuquerque. So he's still working. Okay. All right. We're going to go now.
Goodbye.